Welcome back, everyone. Today I'm going to explain to one of my teams that I coach how understanding your composition and the enemy's composition can dramatically change the team's playstyle and your individual playstyle as well. There will be timestamped examples throughout the video for you to skip around to. As always, I hope you enjoy, and more importantly, I hope you learned something today. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so right here, in game, it's been 15 seconds since you left your spawn door. It's been 5 seconds since you've seen the team, and you haven't even seen the entire enemy team yet. So let's actually watch this a little bit farther. Okay, we've noticed. We know their entire comp now. Whether we paid attention or not is a different thing, but we should know their entire comp. What is going through our heads right now?
Right. They have May and Reaper, so at close, at close they're gonna fuck us up. At range, we have the advantage because Reaper at far range is just non-existent. May can hit some icicles, but her main shiz is her slow with her primary fire or secondary fire, whatever. So and the high damage output that thing has. So if we stay at range and poke, we should be fine.
The biggest thing we should do is take like 2-3 angles with maybe Sojourn going right side, peeking, Tracer going behind. We just staying on high grounds, focusing to get maybe a pick on the Reaper or something.
Yeah, again, Tracer does Tracer things like Rect says.
Yeah, Tracer goes and does fun Tracer things, and everyone else has to play the game like a normal human being. You're right. You're exactly right. You need to poke them out of this bunker. It's especially hard on this because this is one of your off angles, but it's really shit because it's actually not very long of an angle. Like, this is as long as I can extend this angle to. Maybe you're a psychopath and you try and shoot them from here, but they can probably line of sight you. So yeah, this is one of your angles, but it's really shit because May can wall you very easily here, and you have to be like that. May wall is just devastating in this comp, and that's mainly going to be a problem for Robin. He's going to need to play around that wall. You either need to bait the wall or you need to have fortify when you get walled, or you're just dead every single time. So
yeah, because before we saw the May, I said like, okay, I'm the only one touching point, just poke them out at range. But when I saw the May, I was like afraid because I know if they walled me off, I'm just dead. So also I did not want to touch point because I know if I did, they're just gonna wall me off and I'm freaking dead.
Yep. So it took us 5 seconds approximately to identify their win condition. And it took us about another 5 seconds to identify our win condition compared to theirs. And so let's see if we actually play like we're supposed to play in game, because that's what matters, right? If we can identify everything correctly and then we just go stuff our face into the point and die, it doesn't matter, because like, who cares about your good theoretical knowledge if you can't actually do anything with it?
Of course.
So let's see how this is going to go. Also, one more thing I want you guys to think about is that it doesn't matter who caps the point first, it matters who wins the first fight. So winning the first fight in control gives you like a very high percentage chance to win the map. Of course, it's not like 100% or anything stupid like that, but it's much higher than 50%. But it has nothing to do with who caps the point first. It has everything to do with who wins the first fight. So don't get caught up over the 10% they're going to get if they cap this point. If you need that extra time to tear them apart and rip apart this bunker, don't suicide on a point, okay? What am I going to say?
From high ground.
Does this look like taking angles? Are we taking angles? No, we're not taking angles.
Sojourn should have been like on the right side, I guess.
Sojourn and Kiriko, honestly.
Yeah.
Now it's tough because you want your Kiriko to kind of stay in line of sight of your tank, but at the same time, your Sojourn's going to have a hard time just being like completely solo trying to poke out people. But at a minimum, you need like Orisa here, and like Sojourn here, and Kiriko kind of seeing both of them, and then your Tracer can be here, right? This is the scary position, but Tracer's Tracer, and she can live here. No one else on your team can walk here and live. So your Tracer is by default going to be in the scary position, and then your Orisa can be here, and your Sojourn can be here, or vice versa. Either's fine. And then we just kind of need to take our time, avoid the May wall, And eventually they're going to run out of resources to live here, assuming that we are not just completely whiffing everything. So I mean, you guys, I don't even have to say anything. We're just like, what are we doing? Like, we're just not. Maybe we didn't think about this in game, right? Maybe we didn't know what we were trying to do in game. But it's so clear, hopefully, to everybody watching this VOD that there's just no way we're gonna win this fight. Nothing has even happened. We're just not gonna win this fight. They have May Reaper and Nemesis form. Like, we just never win this fight. So we put ourselves in a position to lose, and lose we will.
I think we get first victory, which is the most annoying thing. Oh no, we got second kill.
Yeah, that's a little bit of micro here. Lucio finds himself where he's not supposed to be. All of this positioning was fine. I think as soon as you take this icicle, it's like, yeah, unfortunate. We're like just running out right as we take that big burst of damage, and we're not able to get back to cover. But you were playing pretty well, like positioning pretty well, Lucio, before this. Like, you see, we're kind of sliding around the wall here, poking. This is great. I love if we just keep doing this. I think we go for a speed engage here, I think. We do. I would be careful speeding into a Reaper May. Like, I get that we're trying to make something happen. But let's just take 3 seconds, take a deep breath, and ask ourselves, what happens when we speed on top of a Reaper May? Like, whew.
That's your dream, right?
Yeah, that's like, that's what they want, guys.
Yeah.
That's what they want. So, yep. All right, we'll get through this fight quickly because we set ourselves up to lose, and it's gonna be really hard to win. If like these teams are equal skill, it's gonna be really hard for you to ever win that fight, even if you play perfectly. All right, is everyone here? Pretty much everyone's here. We see they have Doom. What else do we see when we walk in? Let's pretend that we are the Lucio, the first one in. What do we see? We see Doom. We see Lucio, Kiriko. We see Sojourn. So we're only missing 1 DPS at this point. But we pretty much know their comp, right? This gets communicated to our team, who can also see the enemy team. And now what are we saying? Okay, I'm gonna keep drilling you guys on this until it just becomes second nature. You see the team, and the first thing you think about is how they want to play. All right, how do they want to play? What do they want to do?
Dive to Sojourn with Doom.
Right, but this time it's not a full dive, right? So it's gonna be.
The Doom still wants to dive, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but
Doom
it's
still
not
wants to
really
dive.
like he wants to dive to kill. It's more like a dive to distract.
Oh,
Yeah. So instead of Echo Tracer, they have Sojourn Tracer. How does that change this Doom's dive? What does he want to do instead now?
Basically, the Sojourn of the enemy is still the one who's trying to get the kills with the Tracer together, with Tracer mostly confirming kills, and the Doom is mostly just to lead the DPS of us to focus on him instead of winning the fights.
like bring them low enough so the DPS can clean them up.
Yeah. Doom is creating an opening here instead of creating a kill. Doom is like making the opportunity for a kill possible. Whereas when they're on Echo Tracer Doom, all of their damage is in the dive. Like, they're diving to kill you. But this Doom is just going to dive and see what happens, right? Because he has a Tracer who can follow up, or he can follow up if he gets lucky, or he has a Sojourn who can follow up, right? And so we call this Sojourn Dive, or I call this Sojourn Dive. I have no idea what other people call it. But it's basically what you were playing on Route 66 Attack, where you need your Sojourn to hit something. The difference between having a D.Va and a Doom is that the Doom can kind of make it easier for the Sojourn to hit shots, because the Doom is generally just better right now than a D.Va is. Doom goes in and disrupts, which takes all of the pressure off of your DPS, who then have a lot of space to do whatever they want. And then hopefully one of them does something, or your Doom also does something, or your Kiriko also maybe hits a headshot. Any one of these things can happen. And then a kill like appears, and then you just need to mechanically confirm the kill. So that's what they want to do. You'll see this comp is actually very standard. Tracer Sojourn, and then plus tank. So it could be Orisa, it could be Doom, Hog, whatever, right?
Yeah.
At least in theory, I think the Orisa should be able to pretty much makes Doom have no fun at this game by simply canceling him out almost completely, but
Yep. So once you figure out what the enemy team wants to do, right? Doom's gonna go in, and then it's gonna be chaos, and they're gonna try and get a kill either through Sojourn, or through Doom, or through Tracer follow-up. Then you have to say, well, what do we want to do? How do we not play into this? What does our comp do to avoid this? How do we win?
Make sure the
That's
Doomfist has no opportunity to
Yeah.
disrupt or
Pretty much Jeff Doom punch or Doom engage basically, and still trying to get the first pick with DPS.
Yeah, basically, if this Doom engages, we make sure that he hates his life. So we have an Orisa. And that's kind of the only, that actually is the only difference. We're completely mirrored, except we have an Orisa and they have a Doom. So we actually should be favored here. Because Orisa shuts down Doom. Now, like a great Doom player can outplay an average Orisa player. I'm not saying that that's the case. I'm just saying that like sometimes you're like, oh yeah, Orisa counters Doom, but then some crazy Doom is going to come up and mess that up. But for the most part, right, Javelin and Spin can disrupt him, and Fortify can block his punch and his slam. It's going to be hard for him to do anything. So you're like, yeah, we kind of just played like we wanted to play anyways. We don't want to put our Sojourn on crazy off angles anymore because she's going to get collapsed on by Doom. So our Sojourn's going to play a little bit safer, and our Orisa is going to shut down all the value that this Doom is trying to get. And everyone else is just going to play like they normally play, okay? So let's just see how it goes. Nice. 5 seconds back. Watch this again. Our Orisa is doing, guys, this is a class on how to make Doom hate his life. This is exactly what Robin needed to do.
oh, thank you.
Yeah, and so you're making his job really, really hard. Like it is super hard for him to do anything, and because of this, it's going to be much harder for like this Tracer to get in. It's going to be harder for like these people to get in and do anything. And so you guys are at like a huge advantage in this fight. I don't know where this fight's going to go. I paused so much, but like just let's actually just to give you an idea of like what this guy is dealing with in his life right now.
I have one question.
Good.
As a recap, if I'm sometimes what I like to do is just before anything happens, fortify before, like if I'm just like spinning with the Doom and I just fortify to like make him say, haha, you can't escape or you can't punch me away. Is that a good thing to do, or just do I really need to wait to charge his punch before I fortify?
It's situational, I would say.
Because
Some
what
situations it's good when, especially when other enemies are also firing at you, but especially if it's only the Doom, you should pretty much wait for him to start charging, I would say.
Yeah, I would try and wait for your fortify a little bit. Because Doom gets to cancel his punch whenever he wants, and you don't get to cancel your fortify whenever you want. So
Okay.
Try and save it. You don't need to hold on to it forever and ever and ever, but a lot of the times what you
As
can
long as possible.
yeah, what you can do with fortify is you can actually body block him somewhere. So you can also do that with spin for what it's worth. But if you find, so like Doom will slam behind you, and then you'll spear him into a wall, and then you can kind of like walk up on him and fortify, and he like can't punch around you anymore because you're just too fat and he just can't get around. So it becomes very easy to trap him in a corner and just abuse his hitbox. But just watch this Doom. Try and like do anything. It's gonna be very not fun for him. God, I hate my life right now. I'm a Doom player, and there's this fucking cow in my face, and I can't move anywhere, right? Like, this is good.
Doom players should hate their lives.
Right, so
Sure, but didn't we
Agree.
say that Orisa is a horse, not a cow?
I call her a cow. I know she's a horse, but it's more fun to call her a cow, I promise. If you start calling her a cow, you're gonna like it. Anyways,
I mean,
Sounds
does
funny.
it mean you want to milk a robot?
I never said I wanted to milk her just because she's a cow.
We're
Okay.
going into some deep fantasies.
She's a funny looking cow, okay?
I do miss Bongo though.
Yeah, same.
I miss Bongo myself. I love
No,
Bongo.
that not. I just miss Bongo indeed.
I think we just take too long to get a kill here. And Doom breaks free of the Iron Cow Grasp and gets a kill. And then that's probably the end of this. Wow, that happened really fast. Who else shot that guy? There's
Yeah,
no way the Doom did all of that damage. Absolutely not.
I think I did.
Wow. Okay, that's
Here we
crazy.
go.
Oh no, I just got
Here got dinked once.
burned.
Yeah, you got blown up.
That's crazy. Well, I don't think there's anything you do about that one. I think you just die.
Yeah, no,
So unfortunate into the
Maybe
fight.
we could have Suzut, I guess, but I'm not sure.
Yep,
I
let's
think
see.
we'll go through.
All right, already. Let's see who went in first. It's our Lucio
Lucio.
again.
Yeah, also already calling.
All right, we're scouting. We see everything. I think. Pretty sure we see everything.
I didn't see the left side one.
A brief
I think I
moment we
missed
see.
the tracer there. Yeah.
Let's also be careful. We get punched into the pillar and almost die. We don't die. Let's just be a little more safe when we're scouting. All right. Wall climb, and then you can kind of stop here. You can hit this pillar and then just kind of bounce here. And
Pretty
then,
much boot back the DPS, I think, so that we could wall one target only.
Yeah,
Yeah.
once we saw that, everyone was yelling to kill the Doomfist.
right. Wall is very good because it acts as like a natural target focus. Right. If you wall one person, you don't have to say who it is. Everyone's gonna shoot him anyways. I
Because you
mean,
only
it's
see
still
one.
good. Yeah, it's still good to say, but yeah, we see their comp. We see what they want to do, right? It should be communicated to our team, right?
Dive on targets, and we do bunker what they did like first fight.
Yeah, Lucio says, all right, they have Doom, Genji, Tracer. We have Rhine, Sim, Mei. And what is our first reaction to that?
Set
What
up
we gonna do?
points.
We should probably celebrate. That would be my first reaction because our comp is going to shit on their comp if we're like equal skill.
I mean, also bully the Doom.
Right.
That's why they swap the comp after the first team fights.
Yeah, they're gonna swap because they literally have to, right? That like who are they gonna dive? Like yeah, let's dive the Mei, let's dive the Sim. No, they're not gonna do any of that. So you kind of get this first fight on team comp alone. Of course, you guys like make decent plays, right? We hit this wall here. Forces out a whole bunch of cooldowns. Suzu, probably amp. Yeah, they don't have amp anyways because they sped on a point just like you did. But they don't have Suzu anymore. They don't have amp. They don't have block.
Plus,
and-
Lucio came to save, so also like
yeah, the
my priority
positioning.
target.
Yeah, this is good. And you just get to get right on top of them. So you guys are gonna win this fight. We're not going to talk about micro here. That's not what we're here for. We win that fight on team comp alone, pretty much.
Tried to catch the Genji there, but Genji escaped with low HP.
All right, their next comp. We see the same. We see the same. Okay, there we go. That's our first difference, right? Oh, guys, they have a Sojourn. How do we adjust? They switched from Tracer to Sojourn. How do we adjust?
press the
Rush the
Sojourn.
Sojourn.
Play corners.
I got two responses.
get-
Which one do we like?
Press the Sojourn. Or because with the Sim, we just let them come to us.
What do they want to do now? How do they
They want to
adjust?
dive first, right? We would, like you said, the Sojourn dive.
Yeah, they play mostly dive, but they do have the Sojourn to get the one taps.
But
Yeah,
we
but
can
This
But we have-
Sojourn's not going to dive you, right? The
No,
Sojourn's not going to dive
to
you,
do, but we have a Mei and a Sim,
right?
so we just let them come to us. Then I think, like
It's well.
reverse psychology, we let them come. We let them dive.
Let's
and
let's think. All right. First point
Yeah.
Nepal. What were the comps? First point Nepal. Who can remember? Pop quiz.
It was Reaper Mei
Yep. Okay. Pretty similar to what we have,
and
right?
with the Ram. Yes.
Okay. And what did we have? At that point.
We had an Orisa with
Princess Sojourn, Tracer.
Tracer. Yes, Kiriko.
And how did we win?
Sure.
How would we have won that fight if we tried to win? What would we
We
have done?
Play angle.
poke them out.
Right? What are they gonna do? This fight right here. What are they gonna do now?
They will try to
Focus
get
out?
the Sojourn to off angles.
Yeah, this soldier's gonna try and poke you out, and you're gonna have to respond to that, cause like the Doom's gonna try and go in and do whatever the Doom's gonna do, but dude, you have Sim Mei, like he really can't play the game. He just can't
I
play the
mean,
game.
we definitely have like two choices there. We can either try to play cover and just survive their dive on us while trying to have no LOS with enemy Sojourn, or we should have the enemies try to dive on us and Zim TP to the enemy Sojourn.
Oh yeah, that was what I was gonna say. Just TP to Sojourn. with
But we
the
can't
sim.
really TP onto the Sojourn while the whole team is still up there, I would say.
What I would say is that you should TP right to the Sojourn right now. Because if you try and wait for dive, you can never like force them to dive you. You can sit here as long as you want, but honestly, the longer you sit here, the worse it gets for you, because this, like, the more time you give the Sojourn to do something, the worse it is. You don't want to give the Sojourn time to win the game, okay? You want to win the game. You don't want the Sojourn to win the game. And so like Genji's not doing anything to your comp. Genji's never gonna do anything to your comp. Doom is like also almost never gonna do anything to your comp. Just put a damn TP up here, I don't care where, and just get like right on top of their face and speed and just kill every single one of them. Like, you guys will slaughter. It is literally a slaughter fest if you get on top of them. Like, look at your comp, right? So what I would do here is I'd just be super hyper aggro and just literally get on top of them. If it doesn't work, then okay, whatever, it didn't work. But I think it would work. We'll see what actually happens. I thought they had a pharmacy, but
Later
Yeah,
in.
they do later on.
okay.
Because we were also, I think we also won this fight. And
Yeah, because
then they
73
swatched.
Yeah, I mean, we still have a very big compositional advantage in this fight. Very big. Genji is useless into your comp. He's horrible. So, like, he punched you and nothing's gonna happen. He can't do anything.
I feel like enemy Genji was first target there.
Yeah, and they walk into you and die, because that's what they're gonna do. When you're on this comp, they're gonna
Yeah.
walk into you and
Right
they're gonna
now,
die.
Sojourn was
So,
on low gun, so I was just chasing her down.
yep. So this was good for you, because they did what they played into your style, right? They didn't say what you wanted to do, and then come up with a counter plan. They just kind of walked at you and said, hopefully we're mechanically better and win, and they didn't win. But if this is a better team, maybe they realize that, like, hey guys, if we walk at this team, we're all gonna get evaporated. So let's have our Soldier take an angle, and let's have our Doom try and like do some soft engages to make some space. And let's commit once our Sojourn hits a rail shot. But, you know, this team didn't do that. So you win this fight too. Cool. Skip. Okay. Wait a second. Pharmacy, you see it, right? This is the first time we see it.
So now they're gonna
What are we
focus
thinking?
out.
Okay, what are we thinking?
We need a hit scan.
No, not to prolong the fight.
Screw
just
the hit
like a
scan. Let's
Yeah,
just get
just-
on top of them. Okay? Like, now, okay, having hit scan's cool, but it's not like okay, they have pharmacy, we instantly lose unless we have a hit scan. That's not how this is gonna
We
work.
basically also are down 2 people because I was speeding, I was taxiing like our team against scores.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
actually gonna make a difference. What happened? When did that happen? Okay, he died right
Yeah.
there. Unfortunate.
So
I'd just say,
we meet-
well, yeah,
We
taxiing
made
is
yeah.
cool,
Oh,
but
sorry, Rex, my bad. I keep interrupting.
I
Sorry,
don't
my bad.
I don't know if I would taxi here. I'm not gonna say it's like a mistake, because maybe you think you can actually get them in time, but being down 2 when they're gonna fight is really not good, especially after we won that fight. Sim has a TP, just let him get back on his own next time. If it's like an Ana, yeah, you need to go back and taxi, and your whole team needs to kind of wait to fight. But if it's like a Sim, I'd say, you know, you're being nice, just don't do it, because you want to win the fight, and if you don't have Lucio and Sim, it's going to be way harder. But a tiny little thing is what it is, right? Robin, you're going to say something?
No. I just said there was the call to taxi. That was a call. That
Okay.
was what I'm about to say. But I think we also backed off to kind of like make sure we, on average, we were the same to go 1 point back.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Basically just giving them some space, I think, so that we can engage them when they try to fight them.
Yeah, we didn't give him enough space, though. Micro play, you guys just saw it. Suzu and Ice
Yeah,
Block, 2
Suzu
defensive
block.
cooldowns, right? That's just something that individual players have to work on, so.
Now we are back placing them to it.
Yeah, now we're back. But we're down a bunch of important cooldowns. Our Mei has 0 cooldowns, and we have no
Hemp?
no Suzu anymore. So it's gonna be harder for us to win this fight. But at least we're here and we're 5 and no one got picked. And so back to what I was saying, like, how do we win this? Well, we just get on top of whoever we can get on top of, and I don't really
Yeah.
care who it is at this point.
Even the Doom?
Yeah, even anyone that we can get our Rhinehammer
Best
on
target
is
I
what we're
would
gonna
say
go
is
on.
still the Sojourn there.
Yeah, if we can get on the Sojourn, we'll go on the Sojourn. If we can get on the Doom, we'll go on the Doom. I don't care. If we can get on the Kiriko, like if we can find her without TP, we'll get on the Kiriko. Okay.
Okay.
Just Rein charge the Kiriko.
Just get on something, right? Because they want this fight to go on long, because they want their Farm to get value, and they want, you know, they want their Sojourn to get value, and they want blah 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 blah. Nobody cares, right? Just get on top of them and swing your hammer. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And so the important part is that you would actually need to realize this in game, because what likely is going through your mind in game right now is they have a pharmacy. What are we gonna do, right? Like, I guess our Mei's gonna shoot icicles at them. I guess like try and stay out of the LOS. But that's not what you should be thinking. You should be thinking.
Gonna kill pharmacy, you know.
You should be thinking like, oh, it's screw the pharmacy. Don't give her time to kill anything. Just walk on somebody and swing your hammer, okay? And that's not like just a Robin thing. That's like the whole team needs to realize. Someone on the team needs to realize that's what we're doing, and then we need to do it. And again, I don't really care who we're swinging on. Anybody, just somebody.